Honestly, it wasn't an accident. So it was intentional, being intentional as a student, knowing that this was my goal. If you guys were probably in like the botillions and things in high school. You like do your dress up dance type. You do the botillion? I don't know. You might not.
I think I did one time.
So like, so they ask you in the program, like they give you this little profile. Mm-hmm. They ask you exactly what you want to be. And I said I want to be a sports broadcasting journalist. I didn't know how I was going to get there.
Right.
But see, you and I shared Miss Feller's class.
We did. We
worked on the school newspaper.
We did
the
that.
Foundation was set in Orangeburg.
It was.
I just didn't understand the path I wanted to take.
I can't lie, bro. I wanted to be like Martin. I wanted like a fine girlfriend and like really good homeboys and an apartment. That was like my mind was right there.
Every man's dream at that point.
God bless the sitcoms that we grew up.
I did. I wanted to be like Martin.
Every man's dream, as you should. Yeah. I got my homeboys. I got my girl.
I was on the radio. That's what I wanted to do.
Real.
We still getting there. We're gonna get there.
We're doing it in a multitude of ways right now. We're simulcasting a podcast that's live right now. So now we're on the radio.
There you go.
And then we're going to simulcast this thing. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be a podcast. You can watch it later.
Oh.
Triple threat.
Drop one of them bombs for the triple threat.
Like you were saying, you were setting a foundation at
at
the illustrious Orangeburg Wilkinson High School.
Wow, yes.
Yep. And that set the tone. So what made you take that risk? And
because some people are afraid to take that leap, man.
When you was having that moment when you were back in Orangeburg, what made you
honestly,
finally decide to take that risk?
I honestly enjoy doing things that people thought were impossible. Like that was my it. Like to do something that someone would think was unexpected or not possible, or the small-mindedness or the doubt, to prove people wrong is really what I thrived off of.
I love it.
Gotcha.
So when I knew what I wanted to be,
right.
I didn't know the path. A&T, North Carolina A&T showed me the path.
Shout out to A&T.
My wild the journalism department. Shout out Aggie Pride.
Shout out to Jiho too, because that's like,
you've been to a couple.
Yes,
you've been to a couple.
That's a vibe.
I don't know if it's the Jiho, but
y'all freshman year, man, I had a ball.
It's a different vibe.
Top 3 homecomings I've ever been to.
It's a different vibe. We crowd surf.
Wow.
You was on the grill too.
I was on the grill.
Back then you was on the grill.
Wow.
Doing it proper.
The grill.
And they didn't even know what we were doing.
It was too early for the doing it proper. It was the beginning.
Until they tasted the burger. Then it was, oh man, listen. So, it's being okay, being uncomfortable. I ain't know nothing about Greensboro, man. At that point, the furthest I've been was Myrtle Beach in Florida for family vacations. Okay, I'm going to school out of state. Cool. Why I'm going to school out of state? Because I fell in love with the journalism department. Get there, green screen, 3-point HD cameras. Yeah. We got Mac Labs. We got things I haven't seen before.
Wow.
That intrigues you.
Oh, yeah.
And no slight to any other school, in-state or wherever else. It's just, when you fall in love with something, you pursue it. So then, I directed the rest of my scholastic standardized testing towards focusing on A&T. And when I got in, there was Winthrop on the table, other colleges on the table. It was a no-brainer. There was culture. It's further enough from home, but not too far. Mm-hmm. Built a relationship early on out there. Fortunate enough to move with the ecosystem. Me, Ralph, Andrea, my nucleus of best friends.
Right. Shout out to Andrea.
It was a lot of Bruins that went there, so that was a nice.
I love that y'all had that. Like,
have a rapport with people.
Yeah, it felt like home.
And these are lifelong friends.
Lifelong friends. I'm talking like every Sunday we having dinner.
Wow.
Like I'm cooking like my grandma,
crazy,
like neck bones and butter beans, bro.
That had to be
watching football all day. It was a crazy vibe. Everybody knew about 1010E. Trust me. I say that name that might resonate to some. 1010E was a place to be, man.
1010E. Shout out to it.
We came down there a couple times, man.
Joe knows.
When you came out Alpha. It was there, man.
Oh, man. Shout out to the Ice Cold Brothers, man.
Hey, man.
A&T was where it was at. I ain't gonna lie.
Hey, shout out to Beta Epsilon, period.
Wow.
That's how we get down. We got a big game tomorrow. Aggie Eagle Classic.
Ooh.
Okay.
In the Panther Stadium, Bank of America. So far, I've heard north of 40,000 tickets have been sold.
Oh, man.
So that's a big joint.
It's going to be a party tomorrow night.
Wow.
North Carolina Central.
Oh, Central?
Yeah.
Oh,
Carolina,
man.
really.
Shout out to my fam. I got some family that's big Central fans. Big Central fans.
Yeah. Back in the day, it used to be A&T and State battled the border.
Yeah.
Battle of the border.
That's when it really was going down.
Yeah. But But it's gonna be a good time. So I'm aggied out, man, and to bring it all full circle, making a strong network, being comfortable in my position, having the network of friends with me, going to those conferences, creating relationships, nurturing those relationships by way of social media, a whole year, staying consistent. Opportunity open up, I ran with it. 10 years later, I got Goldie Hawn.
Yes, sir.
We need that sound effect, bling, like the light hit it. You know what I'm saying? Okay.
And
so
here at the Rec Room, we always advocate, going to your HBCUs.
Please.
A&T is one of the most illustrious colleges, universities.
Let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. Like, cause some people hear about HBCUs and they only can think of Howard.
Listen,
right.
It's so many. Like,
it's so many.
You gotta understand, for years, the illustrious Howard University. All respect.
Yeah, and that's all respect.
Especially Greek.
Especially
the Greek world.
Well, especially that.
Especially Greek life.
But there's even more to it. You gotta understand, they were the it for their time window, but they were able to market it in a way where people didn't understand the importance of that. Howard was everywhere, every sitcom. Howard,
like a cornerstone,
absolutely
different world
visually. Yeah,
DC helps, but it's beyond that. It's it's what they stand on, and respect to them. But I feel like once the other HBCUs really understood the importance of marketing, we'll get into this later. But the importance of being able to license out your name for shows to view your logos, to do that, understand the importance of that, allows you to be. That's like igniting a fire to a higher degree.
Almost
like throwing gasoline on it.
Almost like name, image, and likeness.
Absolutely like NIL. Absolutely like NIL. Absolutely, your IP. You're selling your IP to shows, to TV. People are saying it. You got the right alumni, the right people that have been there before, that have gone out and done great things.
Right.
It had the tornado, the perfect storm, before anybody really understood what that impact was going to be. Now you're seeing A&T thrive in that same vortex, because for years A&T's been great. For any time, I'm biased, say what you want, whatever. But
you could do that.
Aggie pride is real. But I feel like right now athletics helps a lot, but what we stand on in engineering and business and journalism,
agricultural, and technical,
it takes it up. And so the money is shown in the building and upkeep, but it's really, the Aggie pride is real, man. I could not know you and see a minuscule of A&T in you.
And you know what's happening.
And I'm having a full-blown conversation with you.
Right.
And so that allowed me to go into places where I was comfortable, because there were people. There was an Aggie at ESPN when I was applying.
Dope.
I'm emailing him like, yo, bro, you think is this right? This is what they want? This is what they like?
Wow.
Like, I have the inside source. You go to there's no stopping point when you want something.
That's right.
I was so in love with ESPN as a goal. Like, there was nothing that was going to stop me if I had a crack. I had more than a crack.
You was going to slide in.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And so, it's been fortunate, and it's the foundation of everything I stand on right now.
I think, and in real life, man, I think that's a really dope story. You know what I'm saying? Now, I heard from, my sources, a.k.a. Jay, where were you today? You know what I'm saying? My man's told me that you got a chance to speak with the new media department that involves the students at our local high school, which is Orangeburg Wilkinson.
Let's go.
Like what kind? Like, and I feel at a loss, because I wish I had that type of direction. Because you know how we used to get down doing the newspapers, taking pictures,
we grinding.
But like, how do you feel like conveying these same type of thoughts to like a second tier generation? And like, remember, we didn't have the access. Our phones was normal.
Yeah, flip.
Green screen,
flip it up.
Nokia, Snake game.
They had cameras on
Don't send too many characters. I don't know you like that.
Yeah.
Call me after 9.
T9.
Real talk.
But they have so much access to productions, to being able to see how to get it done, to actually know what a board, how to work it. Like, what do you tell them, or what did you tell them today on your visit to the high school, bro?
You know what's crazy? We've all played video games before, right?
Oh yeah.
I feel like I finally gave a cheat code away.
Wow.
Like, here's the thing. To your point, we didn't have the inside source. I didn't want to overload, but the message was, be who you are, be comfortable being uncomfortable, challenge yourselves, trust the people next to you, network, and be comfortable growing your brand or whatever it is. Some people want to be a psychiatrist over here, entrepreneur over there, a biochemist over here. That's all great. But media is still plays a vital part in what they want to pursue. Some even said, I thought I wanted to be this, but now I fell in love with the media. My gift of gab allowed me to eloquently tell them in a place where I felt like they would accept the message was to simply say, you can do whatever you want to do if you put time on task,
Right.
you challenge each other, and you commit to networking and staying in touch as you move on. Because if you stay in touch with this core group, this nucleus, is a reason why we're all at this table right now.
Yeah.
You stayed in touch, right?
Yes, sir.
So,
You're right.
So for years, you know, you could take for granted the people that are around you, but if you guys are like-minded individuals, if you're focused, if you're accepting the scholastic information that's being taught to you, you're able to move a different way that somebody that's not interested, right?
Right.
So then that means you're gonna grow. You're gonna grow together. When you grow together, you then come back and you say, okay, I'm now a reporter at WXII. I'm now a reporter at WIS. I'm now a producer at ESPN. And now when someone needs an opportunity, you're able to open up a door that they normally wouldn't
Open
have
doors.
access to.
Wow.
So I say all that to say, when you really take advantage of being in the moment, if the students understood that, on top of how to plan their sports reports, on top of how to write a script, on top of how to make sure you have a checklist before you go to your field shoot so you're not wasting time and you don't have a battery. Like all the small things that I still see in today's media.
Right.
Like those are cheat codes. Like you're out here winging and doing a great job doing what you're doing in a program that is fairly new to the school, you know, versus, and I think it went away for years.
Yeah. It was.
You know,
I'm
it
pretty
was
sure.
there when we were there.
Right,
Doing
right.
you know,
I think
didn't-
eventually they just let them like take pictures and put it in.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
realize it was away.
Yeah, no, it was dwindling when we were there. And
Miss Knight used to teach it.
Miss Knight, shout out to Miss Adrian Maybank. Maybank,
Oh, I was
what
about
do
to say,
though?
I was just about to say
Yeah,
that.
Shout out Miss Maybank.
shout out to
I
Maybank.
was
What
just
do
about to
though?
bring her up.
I recall it being a class with like 5 or 6 people. But the
Yeah.
coolest thing was, hey man, I give you this hall pass. Don't act a fool.
Yeah. You got all the
Like a
perks.
fool.
You get a media pass. You don't pay for the
I'm
ticket.
going to
Yeah.
see
Yeah.
lunch.
Do your job.
I'm going in the gym.
Right.
I'm about to take
Everything.
pictures of volleyball practice.
Taking all advantage.
Yeah, but it was dope though. You know what I'm saying? And Steve Mo, also being an athlete, was like plugged in, and I remember those times.
Right.
Bro. I remember, man. You know, so going forward, there's levels to what you got going on.
Yeah. Look,
How did you get from? You know what I'm saying? Because we'll get to it, but you want to.
I mean, I hear you. I still don't feel that though. There's so much work to be done.
Right.
Like
This object between you and Jay says a whole lot, sir.
and you know there's a lot of SESU in this object. There's a lot of HBCU in this object.
That's what's
there's
up.
There's a lot of representation of the Berg from that particular year.
Right.
In this object. In this trophy that I'm so appreciative for. But it's, man, listen, when you get an opportunity, you run. It's like somebody passing you a baton in a pin relay. You just running for the finish line. Like you see it, you feel it, and you know the end is coming near, and you're kicking everybody's butt. So if you were told you're not supposed to do something, if you were told, you know, there's not really a life outside of Orangeburg, if you've been told that, you know, as a black man, you're most likely going to be either dead or in jail, or
Wow.
you know, if you've seen that,
Wow.
even in loose conversations outside of the mainstream media, because not pointing the finger there, but just that's the chat on the street, right? You think to yourself like, okay, what's going to really make me feel accomplished doing everything they said I can't? So when you get in that moment, you work really hard. I lost a lot of people early on from 2011 until probably like 2014.
Right.
I went to Connecticut and I zoned out. Like I probably didn't come home until like 10 months in. You know what I mean? But it's like, I'm here. This is what I've worked for.
You put your feet in
I had to put myself.
put your feet in there.
Oh, understand the pay cut too now. Let me tell you something. Hey.
That's what I was about to get asked you. So when you started with ESPN, what was your very first job?
I was a production assistant, bro.
Because I remember watching Sports Center one night. I didn't interrupt you real quick, but I was watching Sports Center like maybe 10 o'clock at night, right? And I see them cut back to, I guess, the production team that's
Oh yeah, they show it through the glass
clips and making the clips. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
And I see Steve Moore. I said, "Oh my god,
oh my God,
that's my dog. Look at my dog."
that's hilarious.
crazy.
I've gotten that at least like I can count how many times I've gotten a call like that. But it's you kind of forget that camera's there.
Yeah.
Production assistant is everything under the sun. Spinning the wheel on a teleprompter, to cutting highlights for Sports Center, to logging games, to working in the videotape library, to scrub it. You remember ESPN Everywhere? That was a thing. Like you can go on your phone. ESPN Everywhere was like they replayed baseball games. And it was additional. It's basically what ESPN Plus is. Just it's more developed now.
Right.
So I used to sit in there at like 2 o'clock in the morning, and every time they showed baseball, I would press a button, and that button would scribble the screen because our rights didn't allow us to re-air baseball. And I couldn't go to sleep. You had to stay awake because ESPN Everywhere replayed content, and every time baseball was shown, you had to scrub it in a basement, and I'm eating carrots out of a Ziploc bag. But this is what I wanted. It's hard.
Yeah.
This is there was nothing else. So there was a time period where you first got hired at ESPN to where you essentially were working under like a 7-month contract. It's a process. It's nothing like that now. Like the process is way better. And that's, no fault to them. That's what the process was.
Oh yeah.
But it really groomed and allowed them to eliminate the haves and the have-nots, the wants and the don't wants, the people that were going to grind for it. So if they had to call you in for extra shift at 2 a.m. and you were out with your friends and you were getting called in, you decided to go to work and you did a good job, that's noted. And so I was kept. It's a voting process. I was kept through the process. After that 7-month period, it was on the popping. Oh, I'm here now. How y'all doing? And so from that point, it was finding your way. Now you understand the company. You understand areas that you want to work in. And by year 2, I was already moonlighting with the department that really allowed me to solidify myself in this business. And that was the talent production department. So, starting as a PA, it was grind work. Your shift was literally 4 p.m. to 2 a.m. or until the last baseball game ended.
And them baseball games be going.
They're always extra. So sometimes I've been there a number of nights, 4 a.m., 5 a.m. You can't, if your game is the game that's in extra, you got to log that sucker till it's done. Now, every now and then you'll leave and you can relog it because it's on the server, but 9 times out of 10, you want to get that work out the way.
You got to be looking.
Not wanting to roll over.
Yeah.
So the thing I appreciate about being a PA, though, is it gave you insight into the entire company. So you got a bird's eye view because you're in a rotational shift of what it's like to work in the control room, the edit bays, where you saw me at screening, the VTL. So you're not unfamiliar with any sector of the college campus that is ESPN, because there's literally multiple buildings.
Right.
It is a campus.
Wow.
And so when you're doing that, you now are comfortable at executing assignments that would have you in these places on random occasions. Yeah. I can't cut a vintage Bulls highlight reel if I don't know how to go into the videotape library and pull some old Michael Jordan video.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Absolutely. There's a whole library, bro. It's actually insane. Now it's more digital. They have like a billion gigabytes of server, terabytes of server.
Yeah.
What's at the whatever. Like they have like enough space.
I was just about to say, you got
power could go off. And it moves like it's live video. Like there's no lag.
Wow.
Like you can scroll back and forth, and all the video you can watch. Barry Bonds and Mark McGwire go at it in the home run series. You can go back and watch the Braves, 95 channel, whatever. You can go back and watch anything. And this library is very robust, but it's how they're able to grab this video at such a high rate. So I'm not going to give away too much of their intellectual property, but I'm going to say it's a well-oiled machine for how they nurture the lifers. What they want you to be a lifer. Right. I mean, it's quiet as kept. Things a little different, I'll probably be a lifer. But you find your goals and stuff changes.
You still kind of a lifer. You still got all the knowledge. Though.
Absolutely, I'm with them for life. That's my family.
That's word.